if they do that, they're going to be very, 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 very tough to beat.
That's why Hunter's in right there. Oh, got to shoot a three.
Wilson. Oh, and we are tied.
What a game.
Let's go.
Call the five slammer down.
And I don't ever let them forget where we come from.
Getting those phones out. Record me acting ignorant, man.
Baylor empties it out. Big toss. It's going the other way. Second pick of the night. Jeremiah Wilson finishes this one.
The dream is alive for Houston.
Go Coogs! Let's go!
Welcome into another episode of Let's Rage Coogs, presented by the Saxenian family, and the Houston Cougars are once again elite for the first time since 2022. Your University of Houston Cougars men's basketball team has made it to the Elite Eight round. Made it sweat, but we talked about it. Chris down. All that matters is that they won. Chalked the third victory off the list. Now they got Elite Eight, Final Four, National Championship, 3 more wins, and they get their big goal, and that's that National Championship. Down, Chris, how y'all doing on this Saturday morning? It's officially midnight in the Central Time Zone.
You got to ask? I'm doing great, brother. How you doing?
Man, like it's in the intro. Let's go. I'm lit, man. Surviving Advance, man. You see it right here. By the Pinto Leon Law Firm. Comments brought to you by them with the comment Surviving Advance. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it, which obviously, of course, Miles Uzan had the go-ahead basket with 0.9 seconds left on the clock. What a play drawn up. After the game, they asked Kelvin Sampson about that play. He said they had worked on it literally yesterday in practice and 3 different reads. JoJo Tugler making the phenomenal read of catching in the moment and passing it back to Miles Uzan. Purdue, I don't know what happened with miscommunication on their end, leaving Miles Uzan wide open right underneath the basket.
I was just watching the breakdown of Postgame show. They were saying that they've been Xing out the entire game with him leaving the inbounder. So that's something that they're assuming that Coach Sampson seen on film and got right to him, was prepared. He made the right read, and we got right to it. Great play.
And Lowe said after the game as well that the play initially was drawn up for LJ.
LJ, yep.
And
coming
the
off
coach
that screen.
said, and Lowe said they took that away. Georgia made a great read. Milos stepped inbounds, got that pass back, and got the layup, the game-winning shot. I want to say this before we get into a lot of Coug stuff. Salute to Braden Smith. That young man, that point guard, he's the real deal, man. I mean, what he had in 15 assists.
He ain't the real deal, but he a good point guard, though.
He was, for college, he's a hell of a point guard.
Yeah.
You know, 15 assists. He really carved up Houston's defense, keeping the dribble alive, step back. Salute to him, man. He had all their baskets.
15 assists, 3 turnovers.
I mean, he was great, man. Salute to him.
Yeah, he did make a lot of good reads though. But nah, LJ got to kill him on the defensive end. He's guarded, man. It should have been a blowout, but surviving Advance.
Fluff.
Surviving Advance.
What's your thoughts on it, brother? What'd you see?
I see red, man. I see red. That's all. I see red, man. That's it. I see red. The show red. I got on red. D got on red. Andy is red. Kris got red. Everything is red. Everything is red. Hell of a game, man. Hell of a
game, man.
Hell of a man. We talk about it. I talked to D earlier. We got the best coach in America. I know we say we run the Big 12 and we do this and we do that and we talk about the Big 12 a lot. But I think what we need to talk about more is the perseverance and the poise that Coach Kelvin Sampson coaches with in any situation. Up 20, down 20, up 2, down 2, tight ball game. It's like he never flinches. It's like I don't know, man. He's like a gift from God. It's like he knows we're gonna win somehow, some way. You know what I
And
mean?
the team
Shouts
plays
to
with
the
that same
Cougs, man.
force.
Shouts to the Cougs. I want to speak for all the alumni that put any blood and sweat on High Fine's Pavilion, on High Fine's Pavilion. How proud we are of those young men out there, man. That it means the world to us to see y'all out there fight for that name on your jersey like that. It's amazing, man. We appreciate y'all young boys. We appreciate the coaching staff, everybody involved. Let's raise Coogs, man. Everybody, man. You know, we're going to Big 8, man. But my bad. Come on, I'm up too. I don't know about y'all.
Go Samson, man.
Hey,
Shout out Go Samson.
D. Hey, look, it's on. It's going down. Full throttle. We need some sponsorship. Oh, holla at us, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Talk to them. We need to pay for the spots. That's right. Well, this note here from Crabtree, I kind of thought this as well. Here, Malik got a concussion. He's a game time
He fell
decision.
hard. He fell hard
He
on
hit his
that.
head hard on that. He did what he does. He dove. He raced in after that missed shot, leaped up high to get it, and was undercut by Trey Kauffman-Renn. Hit his head on the floor, kind of wrenched his neck as well. If he can go Sunday, if John Houston says he can go, he's going to go. If he can't, the Cougs have to win with 7 people. You know,
Quickly, Chris, that comment sponsored by a part of the Pinto Leon Law Firm. Comment section, Pinto Leon Law Firm, the immigration experts. Contact them at pintoleon.com or at 713-338-2879.
and I'm just proud of this team as well, man. I mean,
we got to start with Milos. We've been on for how long? 7 minutes, and we didn't mention Milos. I mean, we got to start with Coogs, man.
He scored a game-winning bucket. We mentioned that.
I mean, not only that. What I say when we talked at halftime? What I say, Fluff?
Hey,
at halftime, what I tell you?
Milo's out there looking elite, man.
I said we need Milos to take over. What did he do?
Yeah, he said he got to take over this game. Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. I mean, first half, he had the 3-ball going. Then he crossover, getting inside, throwing oops. Man, Milos. He carried us tonight, man. He carried us tonight. LJ had a big shot down the stretch. Shout out for him to stay in the game and not letting his 1 for 11 and coming down, hitting that big one down the stretch. He did have some key assists too. Yes. But man, big game for Milos. Shout out Milos, man, for sure.
And from the get-go, Milos Uzan was carrying in that first half. When Houston was struggling offensively, he tied his career high in 3-point makes at halftime. He had 4 3-point field goals, which, like I said, matched his career high. Obviously ended up with a new career high tonight, finishing with 6 3-pointers in the game, 22 points overall, 6 assists, 4 turnovers. And, of course, like we mentioned earlier, he had the go-ahead game-winning basket off the pass from JoJo Tugler. But absolutely, Milos Uzan deserves the game ball in this one for Houston, being able to lift past Purdue in the Sweet 16 matchup.
I want him to take more shots.
Yes.
That's what I wanted.
Now
after he hit his second straight 3 for the 10-point lead, the team missed 6 straight shots, and he did not take one of those 6. He just hit 2 straight threes.
That sequence.
I wanted him to take more shots.
Point, Chris.
Yep.
Great point, Chris.
Great point, Chris. Sorry to cut you off, but great point. I just wanted to really piggyback on that. Is I think he's so efficient that sometimes he's gonna make the right. When he takes the shot, it's like the right play. It's not like he's really taking a shot or shot hunting. He's really, that was the play. So great point, Chris, because 5 or 6 possessions, us moving on and trying to win these next 3 games, that can't happen for him not to be aggressive at the basket or shooting or floating, jump shot, whatever it is, for 5 or 6 possessions from what he's been showing us over the last couple months.
Not only that, but I think just Milos Uzan is in just his skill set, right? He's a tall, lengthy guard, pretty strong, who can drive all the way. He can get all the way to the paint, and he showed off his floaters in this game, and absolutely to build onto your point, Kris, I think the more shots that Miles Uzan take, the better for the Cougars. And something that really helped Houston in this game was their ability to get offensive rebounds. Like, they absolutely dominated Purdue in that
J1
aspect.
was a monster on the boards.
16 offensive rebounds. To your point, Dayon, Juwan Roberts had 12 rebounds total on offensive
5
rebounds.
offensive boards.
Yep, 5
5.
offensive boards. Yeah, he was an animal on the glass.
And the Cougs won at second chance points 29. So that was keys going, back to y'all's point about crashing the offensive boards. They found a way.
They was looking to take J1 out the game too, doubling him every time and not allowing him getting any open cover, any open space. And so for him to be dominant on the boards was big. Find a way to impact the game. And those 5 also rebounds, he got a lot of tips. He played a pivotal role here today. Pivotal.
Javier Francis played well too.
From the beginning, he was ready to go. Soon as the game started, Francis was ready. Francis, he was ready to go from the beginning of the game. He was ready to roll. But I want to ask you guys, a month ago when we were speaking, I want to ask you guys when we were going over stats sometime, did I say that Juwan has to rebound that ball like a madman for us to cut these nets down? I just want to ask my brothers, did we discuss that?
Yes, sir. You said it, yes, sir.
If he rebounds that basketball like that, it gives us so many second opportunities to get another good shot or to run the play again. So shouts to Juwan Roberts on a great game on the glass. But shouts to Francis. We've been on him about being focused and being ready to go and not making some bonehead plays. He was ready to go from tip-off tonight, and when JoJo got him the foul trouble, he was ready to roll. It didn't take time. Got in the game, got a dunk. You know what I mean? Caught the oop in the second half to give us some electricity. He was big time tonight.
Another thing you said that might come into fruition if Malik Wilson is unable to go, Mercy might have to step in and play some minutes. So you never know what can come. You never know. He might need to be ready to go. And so, survive in advance, man. But man, what a game! What a game, man! What a game!
I'm ready, man. We could go, man. Listen, hey, to the fans out there, I know a couple of y'all say, yo, hey, come on, Fluff, what you doing? You tired? Man, we can talk about this one right here all night. Because that last play that Sampson drew up, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I know we biased because we love our Coogs, but I ain't never in an NCAA. If y'all could go back and show me something, then I'll be quiet. But I've never seen no coach have the guts to run a play like that with that much time on the clock. I never seen it. And
the execution
back to the inbounder, I never seen it. Never.
Nah, what a play, man. And the execution of it. And it seems like I remember instantly I thought about Oregon State inbound play. Like he's ready to cook when it's time to cook.
Oh,
man,
my
go
goodness.
Sampson, man. Go Sampson. Shout out. And like you said, it goes to his poise. Like the team was poised, he poised. Man, go Sampson, man. Shout out to Go Sampson for sure.
That's his name now, D?
Hey, Go Sampson.
Man,
Go Sampson.
That's his name. Go Sampson.
Go Sampson, man.
Go Sampson. That's his name.
Hey, Emmanuel did his jumper one fouling, 7 free throws, 5 free throw makes is big from him. I know he finished with 17, but finding a way to impact without just the 3-ball was big for him, man. I think
he was sitting down on the other end too. He was playing.
Yeah, he was. Too. He was. We needed them 17.
Yeah.
Fluff,
we needed everything we got tonight.
I want to ask you this because I don't know if it happened. Was Andre Owens at the game? Did you hear back from AO?
Nah, I hope so. Probably. I don't know. Probably though. We'll see.
I hope so.
See some pictures. We'll see some pictures or something. He probably was at the game though.
Because
he probably was there.
Be there Sunday.
In Indianapolis, He probably lived about 15 minutes away. I think he was there. We'll find. Well, I'll find out. I'll definitely let you guys know tomorrow. But
Yep.
I'm pretty sure A.O. Buckets was there.
I hope. Well, if he wasn't there Friday, he can be there Sunday for the game against Tennessee. 1:20 tip-off time, Central Time. Boy, that's early. Play the last game on Friday and the first game on Sunday. Well,
Man, they going. Man, Coogs versus the world. First half, we going against them and the refs. Then we on the road. Last game, and then we got to. Man, come on, man. Coogs
I
versus
want to say
everybody.
this, not to cut you off, D. I want to say this to anybody that's involved in my life as an associate, a friend, or a family member. If you text me tonight and you said anything negative, I will not speak to you. Listen to me. I promise you. If you said anything negative about my Cougs, which I have messages, I have a couple of voicemails to where you guys thought that we were really in trouble, and you thought like, I sent you guys back a couple LOLs. I'm just letting you know that I will not be speaking to you guys until after we cut the nets down. That's the next time that I will be talking to you guys for disrespecting my Cougs tonight. And you see, we got it done. Okay? You know what I mean? So, state to state like license plates.
Internationally known, man.
And let me post this from my BS3 brother, Al. Hi. Al, thank you for that super chat, courtesy of the Pentaleon comment section. Pentaleon Law Firm is sponsoring the comment section. Al, there it is, Fluff, right there. Sampson does not get the credit he deserves. Big win for Houston, big win for the Big 12. Al High, photographer, freelance guy, does work, covers the Big 12 up in Kansas City. So he sees the teams up there. But yeah, that's right. As Deion said it, Goat Sampson does not get the credit he deserves. Need to put some respect on that man's name. Let's be real about it.
You have
man, you have to get to where we are with the team that we have, and we've been so consistent all year. And just the win, how we win. Last game, we scored 81 points. This time, it was a dog fight, 62-60. What we had, 28 and a half?
28, 29.
29 and a half.
31-29 halftime.
Man, I mean, we can win in any way. Whatever we need to do, Coach Sampson is going to make the adjustments to put us in a position to win. And that's really all you can ask for as a fan, as a player, as a coach. Man, Goat Sampson, man. Goat Sampson. What a game. What stood out to you most outside of, just what stood out to you most, Fluff, just watching the game? What were some of the maybe pivotal plays down the stretch or when the momentum swung a little bit? What's something that really stood out to you? Player or what?
I seen when they hit the three to tie, right? I always watch body language, and when they hit the three to tie, we didn't flinch. Like it was like we, you know what I mean? Not saying we didn't. Of course, we saw it, but we was just focused. Our focus was just on to the next play and what we got to do to figure out how to get this win. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like that was big time to me. That's the perseverance that you need. Even moving forward, because we're gonna be in a dog fight on Sunday. On Sunday afternoon, we will be in a dog fight, and that's what you want to see from your team, knowing that we got a couple more dog fights to get through.
And they won, even though LJ was 2 for 13, had one of his worst shooting games. They still found a way to win.
That's why I know it's our year, Chris.
I like it. That's
because it's like we don't care. It's so funny. I mean, and it's a comparison because it's all basketball. I was telling the kids, it doesn't matter who scores. It doesn't matter who makes the play. It doesn't matter who makes the shots. It doesn't matter anything. Only thing that matters is we find out a way to win the game by 1 point, no matter how we get it.
Yep.
And it's like, of course, sometimes you win by, you're going to win by more, but it's just like, that's as the University of Houston Cougars, that has been our mentality, man, all season. Like, oh, we won that one. Wow, how? It was one game. What game were we talking about where the other team shot? What game was that when the other team shot 60% and we won?
Yeah.
What game was that?
It was a conference game.
Conference game too.
Yeah.
It
Was
was
it
somebody
Arizona
good
game?
though. It was
I
somebody
think it might have
good.
been an Arizona game.
Arizona?
I want to say that was Kansas.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Kansas
Kansas.
City.
Or
Thank you.
Cheetah
We
Center.
missed you too. It was different just now when you were going, brother. But
I got the post-game press conference with Kelvin. I had to get more Wi-Fi, so that we'll have that in a second. That's why I hopped on.
But yeah, team shot 60%. We still found a way to win. That's big time.
And this question from Thomas, I would say yes. The stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium, it's a football stadium. But LJ Cry kind of touched on it Thursday. He shot. It's not his first time shooting in this stadium, so he just missed shots. But yeah, the depth perception does kind of throw some players off. It takes some players a while to adjust to the depth perception. It didn't bother Milos Uzan too much, did it? So
Right. So I don't know.
This one of those nights. LJ had an off shooting night. It happens.
Yeah.
I doubt he goes 2 for 13 on Sunday.
But he stayed locked in. I mean, Fluff just spoke about body language. I never seen him look down or anything get down. He
Yeah, let's
stayed
talk about
locked
that.
in, still had the ball in his hands, still made good plays, drew the defense. Had, I know what, 5 or 6 assists. Coach Sampson trusted him and drew a play up. He came off, hit a big three. And so, I mean, that's what you need from a 6-year senior who's been there before. And I think that shows the trust that Coach Sampson has to be able to, hey, I'm going to stay with you. I think that keeps their body language good, keeps him locking in the defensive end, keeps him playing hard and doing all the things that Coach Sampson has demanded to build the culture of what he built.
Fluff, Dayon, this is for y'all. It was kind of touched on during the broadcast. Another example of GOAT Sampson. Unlike St. John's head coach, who sat his best player last 5 minutes, who was struggling from the floor, Coach Sampson put LJ, stay with him, drew up a play for him after a timeout. LJ hit a big three. Just your thoughts. I think that's another example of Coach Sampson's GOATness. What do y'all think?
What I think is this. First of all, and I think it shouts to Coach Sampson, of course, GOAT Sampson, is that I think Coach is always watching, no matter what are you doing offensively. I think Coach, if you're still sitting down on the other end, you good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really watch it, LJ's still sitting down on the other end. He's still playing major defense and move. That boy move his puppies. So, he looks at it like this. It's a mind twist of, hey, man, hey, you 2 for 8, whatever at a time, or 2 for 12 before you hit the shot, whatever. I'm rolling with you, man. Give me the other end. That's why we're so good defensively, because he doesn't dwell. Coach Sampson doesn't dwell on missing shots. So that makes the players want to give them even more on the other end. So, shouts to Coach Sampson for the trust in his senior and his leader, and just decision making.
Let's put a pause on it real quick. I'd like to thank each and every single person that's joining us here on this Saturday morning now in the Central Time Zone. Plus, you've been Saturday morning for a minute now. The game stretched over in the East Coast time. But this is Let's Rage Coogs presented by the Saxenian family. Big thank you to Steve Saxenian for being a primary sponsor of this edition of Let's Rage Cougs. Of course, we also like to say thank you to the secondary sponsor on this edition of Let's Rage Cougs. Let's start with Star Pizza with 3 locations throughout the Houston area. Star Pizza is your go-to stop before or after the game. Check them out online at starpizza.net or on social media at Star Pizza HOU on X and Star Pizza Houston, Texas on Instagram. We also like to say thank you to BB's, the home of Tex Orleans Cooking, who remind you that it's crawfish season and they want you to stop by any one of their Houston area locations scattered throughout the greater Houston area, I might add, for their 5-pound mound. Visit them online to see where those locations are at bbstexorleans.com. And of course, we also like to say thank you to the Pinto Leon Law Firm, who is the sponsor of today's comment section. Like you see their banner on the screen, the Pinto Leon Law Firm, the immigration law experts. Contact them at pintoleon.com or at 713-338-2879. And on that note, we're going to check out what head coach Kelvin Sampson and select student athletes had to say following their 62-60 victory over Purdue to advance to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2022. Let's hear what they had to say.
Get down here, Coach. Congratulations. With an opening statement from Coach Sampson, and then we will go to anyone up here on the dais. So, Coach.
First of all, congratulations to Coach Painter and his team program. A ton of respect for those guys. But tough game. We went up 10. We had a couple opportunities to maybe extend it. Tough night for us, our main guys, Cryer and Sharp. But I thought Purdue played really good defensively too. A lot of times coaches talk about what they didn't do. Sometimes you got to give the other team credit. I thought Purdue played hard. I thought their crowd was tremendous. So, for us, just finding a way to win. It's kind of what we've been pretty good at all year. When last 2 or 3 minutes, we really executed on different possessions to get the shot we wanted. The last play on out of bounds, that was a we call it a 3 read, where they took away the first option, but our discipline allowed us to get to the second option, and then the read allowed us to get to the third option. So credit our guys for executing when they needed to. They've done that 3 or 4 times this year at the end of games, just help bail us out. So we move on. When you get to the Sweet 16, every game is a fist fight. So we're very fortunate to win that game, and look forward to playing on Sunday.
Questions, please. Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Questions, please. Right here, Zach.
Zach Osterman, Indianapolis Star. I guess, Kelvin, to clarify on that inbounds, is the read basically what the inbounder is reading when after he lets go of the pass, what he's reading when he lets go of the pass when he comes into the play? Is that essentially so? It was both the option and then the read after that.
Well, if the guy guarding the inbounder takes the roller, then the guy that threw the ball in is going to be open, and that's what we read. JoJo set a great screen, and I think L dragged 2 guys with him, which means we were 4-on-3. They were 2-on-1, which means we're 4-on-3, and we're always talking to our guys about hunting numbers advantages. And once you have the number advantage, now it becomes the right read, because we had a numbers advantage. Once JoJo rolled down, I don't remember who that was that took that was guarding the inbounder. Who was that? Smith. Smith was guarding the inbounder, so he had to come take JoJo. That means there was nobody there to take Milos. But just great execution at a time when we needed that. But that's why you work on that stuff day after day after day. You never know when you're going to need it. We had that same situation on the side out of bounds where we had to make a play to win a game during conference season. But our baseline out of bounds execution has been pretty good all year.
Right here in front.
Jason Bristol from KHOU in Houston. Milos, can you take us through what you saw from the play? I mean, we've obviously heard the X's and O's of it, but what you saw and how you reacted?
Milos?
Yeah, I mean, the play originally is two options. I was trying to hit L, and then JoJo just made a great read. He set a great screen, was able to draw two, and he slipped, and then he just made a great play to hit me back. So,
Questions, please. Right over here, Chris.
Hey, Kelvin, next year there's a regional in Houston, which may be a benefit to you, but this year you're playing in Indy and Purdue's right down the road. Was it as big of an advantage for them as you had expected?
It was an advantage, but not nearly as bad at playing at Kansas. We're playing at Arizona. We're playing at Iowa State. We're playing at West Virginia. Those places are tougher. That's why I didn't make a big deal out of it.
Questions, please. If we're
So once again, that was Houston Cougars head coach Kelvin Sampson, and discussed a plethora of different questions, specifically regarding the play. Like we mentioned, like they alluded to in the post-game press conference, that the TV broadcast said it was an option play, and credit to Houston, the players, for their execution and making it look as smooth and making the right read as quickly as they did, to come away with the victory. And also Kelvin Sampson giving props to the Big 12 and their road environments. Because technically it was a neutral site game, but you can unofficially mark this as Houston being 11-0 on the road this season, which just continues to be absurd how well this team excels in hostile environments this season. But what were your guys' overall thoughts from head coach Kelvin Sampson's comments right there? And shout out Jason Bristol for asking Milos Uzan a question in the postgame presser this time around as well.
Well, first, I want to touch on what that last reporter asked or mentioned for the people, local media or Cougar fans and whatever, worried about the home court for Purdue and blah, 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 65 miles. Houston Toyota Center is hosting a regional next year. Okay? So any folks complaining about, man, Purdue had a home court. What's it going to be next year? Should the Cougars reach the regional, get to Toyota Center, a drive that's 8 miles away from campus?
Sick.
Teams find ways to win. When you're good enough, it doesn't matter who you're playing, where you're playing, get that dub. That's what the Cougars is tonight. Andy counted as a road win. That makes 11-0. Fine. But next year, Cougars got to get there to the regional, 316, and then take care of business and advance to the Final Four again, Fluff, because Fluff and Dan are already put into the universe this year, cutting down the nets. So going back-to-back next year. So that's what, folks, none of us are worried about what, as Dayon says, we're not worried about what other teams are doing. They got to worry about us. So
hey, Andy, we can hear you typing, brother. Mute yourself.
My bad.
So, Dayon, teams have to worry about us. So us, the Houston Cougars, got this dub, period.
Now, this might give us another 15 minutes, and I'm sure the fans will love it. It's this. If we're able to get this done this year, which I think we will, if we're able to cut the nets down and get the natty this year, we can almost guarantee that if we make it to the regional, we win in that game.
2 games.
Well, 2 games. We win those 2 games. And where's the Final Four next year?
You know, that's a good question. I don't even know. I really don't know.
You just know the regional is in
that's all I know.
Texas.
Yeah,
It's in
that's
Texas.
all I know. Yeah,
that's how you say Texas. It's in Texas. Well, if the regional is in Texas,
it's fun fact. Next year it'll be at Lucas Oil Stadium, the Final Four. What a coincidence!
I thought it was Indy. Yep, Indianapolis.
Yep.
Okay, whatever. But if the regional is in Houston, Texas, you can book us. Once we make it there, you can book in H-Town. You can book us for the Final Four for sure. You know what I mean? So if we can get this done, we talked about back-to-back, I think, a month ago, whatever it was. Man, it's good. But, as far as just moving on, as far as, staying focused on the tournament, one thing I love that Coach Sampson's, basketball, the reporters are asking questions that, they feel are fit or feel like that are good questions, which they ask some great questions. But I loved how he talked about all you coaches out there that want to learn from a great legendary coach. What he expressed was that when he called the play, that all they were trying to do was get an advantage as far as it being 4-on-3 as far as after Tugler set the screen. And this is a fun fact, and this is for all coaches and kids out here. When you set solid screens, you will be open, or somebody else will. So what happened was when Tugler set the screen, he was immediately open, but they forgot. So they created the advantage once he was open, but they forgot about the inbounder, which was Milos. So once Milos comes back in, that's what made it 4-on-3. It was really like 4.5-on-3 because Tugler could have really kind of laid it maybe too. But and I think what they didn't talk about, what they should have asked him was, did you tell JoJo to make a did you tell JoJo when he throws it back to Milos to make a bounce pass only? Because it seemed like that was said to JoJo, bounce pass that to Milos when he comes back in. Don't try to throw it this way. You know what I'm saying? Because he might, it's so close. They're so close together. I think that was talked about in the huddle. Throw the bounce pass back to Milos to get defended. I thought he was going. I ain't know Milos. Milos looked like he'd get up a little bit right there. Yeah.
And the bounce pass, gave Milos just a little half a second to get back in bounds. Step in real quick. So it was a great play. Execution, well run all around. And for the commenter, the Cougars don't play their home games are not at Toyota Center. They play their home games at Fertitta Center. So the committee can and will put Houston in the Houston Regional next year if they deserve it. If they're the 1 seed, they're going to be in Toyota Center because it's by distance from your campus. So that's the goal. Goal next year to be number 1 seed. They're going to put you the closest location. Well, obviously, Toyota Center is the closest location to the University of Houston.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
What will we need from Cryer in the next game against Tennessee?
15 points.
At least? Okay.
He probably going to have to get his floater because I think Tennessee is going to run him off that 3-point line. So get some looks in the paint. But Sunday's game, boy, that's going to be defense on defense, man. The 2 best friends going against each other. Coach Barnes and Coach Sampson go back. What did he say in weekly call?
30 years?
At least. I mean, both from the Carolina area. I think Coach Sampson said.
Is it Kai Ziegler? Is he going to be on? Oh, go ahead, Chris. My bad.
No. I think Coach Sampson said he was a freshman when Coach Barnes was a senior, something like that. So I mean, they go back a long, long way. But the defense,
Coach Sampson, who?
I mean, he's not like you, brother. But
No. No, he's not. But I'm just saying, you like that one, Chris? No, he is not that guy in the back, for sure. No, but I thought when you said freshman, senior, I'm thinking you're talking about like they play basketball somewhere. That's why I used that.
Yeah. Yep. Coach
Okay.
hooped a little bit in high school, I think, and Rick Barnes was hooping. I want to say Coach said it was at High Point, something like that. But yeah,
Okay.
so they go back a long, long way.
Who you think's the Kai Ziegler would guard? Would he be on LJ? I think he's a little too short to be on Milos.
And I
Hey,
mean,
Coach Bilal,
Chaz Lanier,
fly
both
me
of them
in.
are defense.
Fly me in, Coach Bilal. I got some stuff for Milo's on a little guard, man. Because Milo's, we talk about that off camera. We ain't giving him that. We'll talk about that off camera. But Milo's has a big advantage if he uses it.
Man, and then another play that. Oh, go ahead, Andy.
No, the thing I was going to say about talking about Sunday's game against Tennessee, Joseph Duarte of the Houston Chronicle just tweeted out, put a post on X that Malik Wilson will be evaluated again later today. And it looks like how y'all said earlier, it's going to be a game time decision if he plays on Sunday
I don't
against
think
Tennessee,
there's gonna
which
be
is
no
going to
way
be.
you're gonna hold Malik out. You're gonna have to tie him down somewhere. You think Malik not gonna
I
be in
ain't
the
want to say
game?
that earlier. Malik
Come
playing.
on, Malik playing. You think I'm just an opinion. This is just an opinion. You think Malik not gonna be in the game? Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
And
I
he
put
gonna
my
jump for the
money
ball and he gonna jump for the ball like that again. He
again.
crazy, man.
Man, come on.
Well, sure, he wants to play,
Yeah.
but if he can't pass the test, he's not gonna play.
John ain't gonna let
All
him play.
right.
Yeah, John ain't
Yeah.
gonna let him. Yeah,
John,
obviously.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, D, John love John.
No, I believe it. I
No,
believe it.
I get what you're saying. I still feel what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
But just me being with John for 2.5 years, really like 6 years altogether, like in lifetime moments. But John love the kid. John love those kids. If he can't go, he ain't gonna let him go.
And if he can't go, that's a big loss for Houston in that
That's
game.
Somebody else step up. As Deion said, could be Mercy. Could be the young man who we all say needs some mud in his blood. Somebody
Did
step
Milos
up.
come out the game tonight?
1 minute.
No.
He had
He
39
played
minutes.
39 minutes, so yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, well, somebody two people probably had to play for 40 minutes.
Yeah. And that's probably gonna happen.
We'll talk more
shot to get to
about
the Final
that
Four.
later too.
Yeah. It's not often you get a chance to go to the Final Four, so it might be 3 or 4 guys play for 40 minutes. If the refs, I hope the refs do not interfere in Sunday's game, because both teams get after
physical.
defensively. Both teams are physical. Nobody wants to see 15 fouls called in the first 10 minutes of the game on Sunday. None of that. Let them play. Let them decide it, and the better team will win.
That's right.
And we think
Chris, your thoughts on this question from courtesy of the Pinto Leon Law Firm comment section. What are the advantages for the Cougars against Tennessee on Sunday?
I think the advantages for the Cougars is that
Point guard matchup.
The point guard matchup, but not just that, D. I think that they heavily Tennessee heavily depends on what's his name, Ziegler.
The Kai Ziegler. Mm-hmm.
They depend.
He in New York
on,
guard too.
Oh, this is Connecticut, man. Yeah.
I'm just saying he in. I'm just saying.
Whoa. We talked about that. We talked about that. We'll talk about that later, but it ain't that deep. But anyway, is Tennessee kind of, with the ball screen and all the things and all the actions that they have for Ziegler coming off the screen and doing what he has to do to create for his teammates. Those are a lot of opportunities for us to trap the ball screen and make other players be creators. And I think, Sampson and his staff will make other players beat us. But they rely so much on number 5, which is Ziegler, to really get it done and create for their team, where we're kind of running offense. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Ooze plays with the pick and roll and stuff like that. But a lot of time there's another action on the other side. So it might be a ball screen and then it might be a stagger for Cryer to come off and a slip for Roberts. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if we can just find ways to get the ball out of his hands, and for him being smaller and we have longer guards with long arms that could really get deflections and get our hands on some basketballs with him, I think that the advantage is us with that too. And, defensively, we what for what. So, that's why I think that that's our advantage, that they depend on him so much to initiate and make sure that their offense goes, which we depend on Ooze too. But, our off guard is our scorer. Our other guards are scorers, where Tennessee, those other guards or perimeter players are serviceable. That's the difference between them and us. I think that gives us an advantage.
Rebounding is going to be a factor. Obviously, both teams neither team shoots great or has scoring droughts, so crash the boards is going to be a key as well. I think Juwan Roberts is going to have to step up, get some production on the block. Sometimes just got to beat the double team if it comes. I'm looking forward to this matchup, man. I really am. This is going to be.
It's going to be classic.
Old school, hard-nosed, physical basketball, and I truly just hope that the refs let them play and let them decide it, and the better team win, and we all believe that will be the Houston Cougars, and they will advance to San Antonio.
Yeah, Crabtree says he's worried about the press Tennessee will come with. Chaz Lanier shot making is a better version of Fletch Lawyer. We need more from Cryer and Sharp for sure.
Well, I mean, Fletcher Lawyer, and Ziegler's kind of like Braden Smith. Lawyer got open because of double teams on Braden Smith, and Braden Smith passed out of him, made good decisions. The Cougs are going to play another great point guard. Nembhard, Smith, Ziegler. Hey, these are great teams. You got to beat great teams. If you want to be great, be the champ.
Who y'all got out of those three guards? Who's the better guard?
For college?
Both.
Smith for college. Probably Nembhard for the pros potential.
Okay, gotcha.
What you think?
I like Smith.
For the pros too?
Yeah, I think Smith, if he gets with some guards, some taller guards, and some bigs, I think I think he's a razzle dazzle guy a little bit. You know what I mean? Who's bigger? Who's the biggest out of those three? Smith?
No, maybe Nembhard. Maybe, yeah. That's an interesting question. Because Zakai is not very tall. Zakai's the shortest. He's 5'9", so no, it ain't him.
Well, they list him at 5'11", right?
So let's see. Braden Smith, they say maybe 6 feet. I don't know about that.
If he's 6 feet, I'm 6'6".
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Ron Nembhard not that tall either. So, but let's see what they list Braden Smith as. And he's listed at 6 feet.
What you got, D? Who you got? I got Smith. Who you got?
I got Smith too, because he better shooter.
Yeah.
And he's just as better with the creating. Like he can see him. Like he see the next when he see the next play before he see the rotation, like he see it before it's even going on.
Weak side too.
Like I'm gonna go with Smith. I'm gonna go with Smith for sure.
Not too
complicated. Like you're saying,
like
if you get him with some guards that can really shoot it, like he gonna get you. He in that CP3 mode in the sense of like put him in some pick and roll and spread the floor. He gonna make the right play and he can get to his spots. He just need to be. He gonna transfer. I think he gonna transfer. I wouldn't mind. Well, yeah, he nice. He nice.
Yeah. You're crazy.
Not too complicated with the question. Was Braden Smith the smartest point guard that Houston has played this year?
Could be. And Houston can play Houston regional.
Could be.
I was asked this question a few years ago, and I got it straight from the NCAA. They don't play more than 3 games at Toyota Center, so they can't host the Houston Regional.
So this is false. Even if they're like the whole school, they can still play it there.
I can reach out and confirm it, but I mean, we shall see.
Man, you know another play call after they hit that 3. Coach Sampson hunted Braden Smith would have put the ball in Milo's hands, knew they was going to switch to get Braden Smith on Milo's. That was another great play call.
Yep.
Milo's just missed a shot, but he still got a great look and missed a shot. But that was still a good play
That's
to get a
NBA
smaller
stuff.
guard.
The shot before, went out of bounds with 2 seconds.
Yep.
Coach Sampson is on another level than the college coaches. The college coaches are kind of like high school, bro. They still coaching like they like. No disrespect to the coaches, but like Coach Sampson is playing matchups all game, bro.
Coach Sampson,
even when you see it don't work out, it's like he looking for where the weakest link at, bro. He dropped the jewel on me.
Right.
I'm glad you just said that. I got a game tomorrow. I'm ready. I got.
Me too.
I got some stuff I'm about to draw up,
2
man.
games
We're going to
tomorrow.
talk before the game, man. I got some stuff I done drew up. Andy, what's up, man? You got an AAU tomorrow?
No, sir. Tomorrow I got a side gig I got to do. Crabtree says Braden Smith 15 assists against Houston's defense was a crazy impressive.
Yeah, that's
impressive. Sees why he was the Big Ten Player of the Year, and 15 assists to only 3 turnovers too. Like that's a 5.
Yeah, he's the best one out of those 3. Stop it. It's not even close.
That's that's against the Houston
what year
defense,
is he?
right?
Junior.
What year is he?
He's a junior.
He'll be in the portal.
Why you say that?
But
what are you gonna do at Purdue next year? He'd be another Big Ten Player of the Year. They get someone like he need to be around some dogs.
Purdue got money.
It ain't about money, in my opinion. He can go get money.
He stayed 3 years. All he talked about it in the press conference.
Somebody who graduated from Purdue, who went to Purdue, tell me he'd be in the portal. That's the only reason I say that. And I'm watching the game. I'm like, yeah, he need to be around somebody else.
Well, what's gonna happen is it's like this, where both of you guys are right. Both of you guys are right. Is if let's say, because Kentucky looking like they got a little trend of doing this right now, or they're gonna start a trend of doing this. Their whole starting 5 is gonna be portal guys. Is let's say Kentucky says, here's 350, right? He's gonna be able to go back to Purdue, that's where you're right, Dan. But where Kris is right is he's like, yo, look, Kentucky just offered me 350. Y'all got to give me 450 to come back. They're gonna give him. They're gonna give him the 450. So that's where it's not about money, but it is. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I get what you're saying, D, but it's like that's a difference between $100,000 maybe. A kid is probably gonna take the extra 100,000. You know what I mean? Because the leverage is the Big Ten Player of the Year, the making it to the Sweet 16. Y'all don't got no guard better than me that y'all gonna get next year. You know what I'm saying? Or even if he is better than me, he don't know the system like I do. So I'm the guy that it's like Ooze coming back. It's like if Ooze, no matter what we got on the roster, if Ooze comes back, trust me, his people are gonna have to have a conversation with the collective guy ASAP about, because it's the same thing with Ooze. Duke's gonna Duke don't really take portal guys like that, if you notice, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it's the Wild Wild West, man. So it's gonna be the highest bidder. But I get what you're saying. Like, I would love to see him at Florida next year. Or Florida, us, Arizona. Caleb Love is leaving. So he's gonna have some options.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got options. And with revenue sharing coming in most likely starting in July, he might. I mean, there are reports that teams like Kansas is going to budget $8 million for NIL. $8 million.
And they point guard though Harris leaving. Man.
So they might offer
Well, they
him
got
$1 million.
the boy that was playing last year. I don't know if y'all remember him. I forget his name. My bro raised him in Delaware. He tore his ACL this year, but he was started as a freshman last year. I forget his name. But he was a McDonald All-American.
I mean, yeah, he won't be lacking for options. Braden Smith. I think Milos Uzan, if he is a guaranteed first-round pick, he's probably gone. Second-round pick, the collective or the boosters, whoever you want to say, just has to beat second-round money. And I think they could do that. But first-round money, that's a lot of money, So we'll see. But even Milo's going to have options.
Like Milo's played his way into the end of the first round right now? No.
He's moving up. He's moving up the boards. He's right around like the 30s now. So he's getting close.
What site did you see that on? Draft Express?
Oh, no. That's a guy I trust.
Okay, I got you. My fault, big time. Hey, Chris.
No, it's a guy I trust. Yeah.
Hey, D. Hey, Andy. Did y'all see my bro? He like, bro, I got people I talk to, bro. Like, I
didn't mean it like that. I didn't come like
fault,
that.
Chris. My fault,
yeah.
bro. I apologize, bro. My fault, man.
But he's just a case of what I say to any player. If you are going to be a first-round pick, go. Yeah, if you're going to be a first-round pick, go. Now, if there's some doubt and the feedback is you're a second-round pick, especially if you're like in the 40s, things like that, and now the collector can pay you that same amount of money, come on back.
Come on back. Relax.
Yeah. But he got options. So, yeah, man. But that's the thing. This different era, Fluff, yeah.
University of Houston, I tell you what, University, if he is still in college, University of Houston ain't like that boy going nowhere. Like if he decides he's not going to the NBA, University of Houston is going to cut the check for whatever he needs to come back.
And see, that's part of it as well, especially if he leads Houston to cutting down the nets.
Oh man,
he and his agent can go to the collective or whoever. First title in program history.
I need $3 million.
Okay.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
Yeah. I'm named
hate to see me
MOP.
I'm
most outstanding player. I want $3 million.
I would be sitting. If he was my son, he'd be sitting right here. Man, Ooze, man, me and Mom, we need $3 million, man.
So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2 for Ooze and 1 for us. Come on, man.
But those discussions, I hope those discussions
I don't want to talk about
have to be made. Because if that happens, Houston won the chip. So,
Yeah, I'm talking about like in the midst of them winning the championship. Like,
yeah.
And then I'll start running down all the names too. Like, I'll go, Clyde Drexler ain't won no championship.
That's right. Dream
Olajuwon ain't won no championship. Michael Young ain't won no championship. Otis Birdsong, Elvin Hayes.
Yep.
Rob Williams. Y'all remember North Carolina State game, all that. I won.
Yeah.
$3 million. Need it.
Yeah. We laughing, but that could be
that's
real discussion. That's real talk, man. Yeah, that's real talk.
Ain't a whole bunch of playing around with the paperwork either. Listen, we could get the paperwork together.
Hey, tell me for T to cut the check.
Listen, check this out. And if we get back to the Final Four, I'm gonna need probably another 400,000.
Yeah.
Listen, the game, it sounds crazy how I'm talking about college sports or how we're talking about college sports, but that's where it's at now. It's like it's the wild, wild west, man. You got to get everything you can get. It's like the NBA now. College is like the NBA, and the NBA is like the Hall of Fame league, basically. Like college is like.
Does Houston have a general manager? Because you know how now these schools are hiring general
not
managers?
yet. Not officially, no.
Oh,
And let me
okay.
say this: I reached out to the NCAA, and whoever typed that, they are correct. Houston cannot host because they are the host institution.
Wow.
So they would not be able to play at Toyota Center.
I remember that now. Right before COVID, that was the discussion. And I think Houston administration thought they could host, but they went ahead and did it as the host institution, and that's when they found out they could not host. So if the Big 12 were the host,
they could do it. So what if if it was the Big 12 and like Rice, or what if it was Rice and like TSU?
The bid's already done. That's what happened. I remember that now because before COVID happened, Toyota Center was going to be the site of a regional. And I remember administration was like, yeah, we're going to host. And then they found out, no, you guys are the host institution, so you can't host. Oh, no. And they were like, they were bummed. They were fooled. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, so what's done is done.
All right, y'all, real quickly, let me give once again another shout out to today's sponsors of this edition of Let's Rage Coogs. To thank everyone first and foremost for sticking with us now that we're about to hit the 1 a.m. hour here in the Central Time Zone. For Fluff, he's doing extra. It's 2 a.m. in the East Coast. So a big shout out to all of us for getting past and celebrating this victory for Houston over Purdue in the Sweet 16. This is Let's Rage Coogs presented by the Saxenian family. A big thank you to Steve Saxenian for being a primary sponsor of this edition of LRC. Also like to shout out our secondary sponsors, beginning with BB's, the home of Texas Ordnance Cooking. And they remind you that it's crawfish season and they want you to stop by any one of their Houston area locations for their 5-pound mound. You can visit them online at bbstexordnance.com. Also, a big thank you to Star Pizza with 3 locations throughout the Houston area. Star Pizza is your go-to stop before or after the game. Check them out online at starpizza.net or on social media at Star Pizza Houston on X and Star Pizza Houston, Texas on Instagram. And last but not least, also a big thank you to the Pinto Leon Law Firm, who is today's sponsor of the comment section of the Pinto Leon Law Firm, the immigration law experts. Contact them at pintoleon.com or at 713-338-2879. Speaking of the comments, there was one, Fluff from Funny Hat. They love your input, Fluff. So great hearing from a former player / legend talk Coogs basketball. So your contributions are very,
I appreciate that.
And let's see if we can talk this into existence. Let's see if we can get a sponsor for Fluff's Power Drinks. Real talk.
Oh yeah, I noticed that monster. Fluff is going for the long run.
You know, let's get a sponsor. So y'all doing the anti-me. Y'all plugging people ain't paying us. So I wouldn't put that stuff on the camera. But they want to be a sponsor. Talk to Fluff. Let's make that work. But
Definitely.
You know, where was it? Real quick, Andy. I saw a comment about why did the clock stop? Under a minute left. Once the ball goes through the net, that's why it stops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why it stopped. So once the ball goes through the net, that's why the clock stops.
I wanted to ask,
anything anti-Coug. That's a rule.
What I wanted to ask y'all is now that the Elite Eight are set, so we got Auburn, Michigan State, Duke, Alabama. Obviously, we got Houston, and they're going to be playing Tennessee, and we got Texas Tech going up against Florida. What matchup are you guys looking forward to the most? And who do you got? Who do you got in your Final Four?
Houston.
Who do you got besides Houston, Tennessee? Besides Houston, Tennessee.
Duke, Bama.
Duke, Bama is a classic.
Duke, Bama. Yep.
Well, go ahead, Chris. You go first.
Duke's offense is really good, but they play defense as well. Bama likes to run up and down. I mean, they made 25 threes against BYU, but Duke's defense is better than BYU's defense. So I don't believe Bama's going to make 25 threes, but should be a hell of a matchup though.
What you got? Final Four.
It hasn't happened. What? Maybe just one time. I'm going chalk. All ones. Yep.
All ones?
Yes, sir.
Makes sense. That's Duke, Houston.
It'd be Duke, Auburn, Florida, and Houston.
Yep.
Who's Auburn play next?
They play Michigan State.
That's going to be a barn burner.
I think Michigan
I got
State's
Michigan State beating them.
Yeah.
Remember I said it, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I got Michigan State beating them.
Now,
Yeah. Hey, rolling.
That's in SEC country.
Where's it at?
In the South region. It's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, it's in Atlanta.
If you go look back at history for Michigan State, they
Coach
always
Izzo's undefeated
win
against SEC. Yeah, tournament.
Huh?
Coach Izzo is undefeated against SEC.
Okay, you see how I'm like a fan too? I'm not just a former player. Thank you for that comment, guys. But I'm a student and a nerd of the game. Michigan State always ends up being, because I've seen them play in high school when I was in Atlanta. Michigan State is always ends up in Atlanta in the 8. If you go look back at history, they always end up in Atlanta in the 8. And they win.
And part of it, Jason Richardson in the year
That year,
Michigan
that was
State
Atlanta.
won the title. His
Yeah.
son Jace is almost having the exact same result so far. Opponent, location in the opening round, second round, SEC opponent, all those things. It's like so far.
It's the repeating itself.
Yeah.
Basketball gods.
But I'll say this. SEC, Commissioner Sankey, they had their thumb on the scale a lot to get 14 teams in the tournament. It wouldn't shock me he's going to start going to the media and saying we deserve this, that, and the other. And refs start doing stuff. I'm just putting it out there.
Nah, that's real talk, Chris. Real talk. Real talk.
But Michigan State, they can beat Auburn. I know the Cougs have held on to win these last 2 games, but Auburn, before they went on that run, they were down with 9 against Michigan. And then it went like an 18-2 run. That 18-2 run is probably their best stretch of tournament basketball they played so far.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Michigan State can disrupt that and keep them from having those big runs. Because if they can,
You got to think about it like this, Chris. That car is a load. 55?
Yeah.
That boy make a lot happen. And he come from weak side a lot of times. So what's his name? What's the big fella name? Lefty from Auburn.
Janai Broom.
Carr coming weak side to see what he got on a kick out or all game. And you got Fierce. He's super feisty. Richardson, they feisty on the wings. We're gonna see. But I got Michigan State beating Auburn.
What do y'all think about Texas Tech and Florida?
Florida. Hey, that's a blowout, probably.
I wish what's his name? Chase McMillan. Chance McMillan. If he were there, that would help.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of help.
So how is it set up? If us in Florida went out, we playing the championship?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yep.
The final four is if Houston when Houston wins. I learned.
Learn from Fluff.
If Houston wins, they'll play the winner of Duke, Alabama. And then championship. So Auburn, Florida Tech, and Michigan State are on the other side of the bracket.
I know it's predetermined, and I know it's maybe talking ahead, but it's a podcast. We talk. I don't see Cooper Flag doing all that on us, on our 4s and 5s.
I don't see Duke scoring 100 points on Houston. Most definitely.
I don't see Cooper just going crazy on JoJo and Francis and Roberts. Nah, man, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Nah. But that's
look forward to that too. I mean, he probably won't get, whatever it was, 30, 15, and 5, whatever it was.
Nah, he's not doing. He getting about 15 and some. He get about 15 and 7.
Tyrese Proctor stepping up. Con Knipple. I mean, they got other guys stepping up, so it's not yet.
Yeah.
When
Well,
Flag got hurt,
defense come. That's where the perimeter defense comes.
Yeah. So Duke is not just a one-man team.
Right. That was my point. Good point, Chris. That was my point I was making about Ziegler from Tennessee. It's like he does a lot of dribbling around to where like
Mm-hmm.
it's like they depend on like I don't want to say luck, but they depend on creation like too much from him to make it happen offensively.
We got a lot of folks talking about JoJo in the comments going pro.
Not this year.
JoJo's not going pro. He's
No.
the same thing, you know, being general comment we made about, you know, earlier. He's a second round pick. The collective match that money, he's coming back. He's not a first round pick, not guaranteed money. He can get more of that coming back to Houston. He's not.
I don't think he's a second round pick this year either. I think he just
No, I'm not saying if he were, you know, he's late second round pick. He's not a first round pick, period. So unless you're a first round pick, he's not going. Yeah. But
his prior NBA player.
Probably not drafted, but I think he could fit on a team.
Undrafted free agent.
You know, what's the young man's name at Boston come off the bench?
Pritchard.
Sixth man of the year. Pritchard. You scrap, hustle, defend, you won't get a look.
Pritchard first round pick.
But size wise.
Oh, size wise. But
Yeah.
Pritchard's like a point guard though. You know what I'm saying, Chris? Like
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the thing. LJ's got to work on that point guard game. So the right team, he has to go to the right team to give him a shot. Or he could do what you suggested, make his money overseas, and then get a look.
Pritchard gave UH buckets. He's one of the guards that gave us the business. He's LJ and Pritchard. That's not a good. I mean, I get what you're saying, but nah, Pritchard's different. He's different. He's different to the LJ.
Singleton, Justin Singleton on YouTube says, yeah. He says Crier's issue is his height. If he was taller, it'd be easier for him.
No, that's not his issue.
It's one of his issues. I think he's still, I mean, like in a game today, I mean, he's been much more consistent, but he's struggled for overwhelming
So
majority
with
of
the game he has, if he was taller, what point would it make? What would be the difference? If he was taller. If he was 6'4".
I get what they would say is that if he's taller, they'll I don't know. They could just say that he's gonna be more like NBA body ready. Like if he's taller, he could potentially have more skill sets and versatile stuff to be in the league.
But I'm saying with the skill set he has right now, if he was taller, his height is issue. If he had it's not his height. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not his main issue, but I think that's one of the factors why he's not up there in the draft stock. Yeah, Crabtree says that Houston opens as a 3.5 favorite against Tennessee. He says, "Ooh, boy, it's going to be a dogfight."
No doubt. But Dayon, go ahead and add why your critique of LJ as a pro.
Yeah, he's a cool LJ. Let's go, LJ. I wish you nothing but the best, man. LJ could be all he could be. He can be all he can be. I just don't think height is his issue.
But what is his issue? That's what I'm asking. You know the game. What are you saying?
I think he needs to be more of a complete guard. Right now, he's just he's a sniper right now where he can catch and shoot. And when that's not going, you got people that's taller than him right now that can shoot just as good, if not better than him. And so he needs to be more handle the rock, play make, all of that consistently, create for himself. He ain't a lockdown defender. So like you said with Pritchard, he ain't Pritchard can create. Pritchard had 40 off the bench. He created. Like he needs it's more to it to me.
Fluff, what you say? What you think?
Well, I think that it could be a little annoying coming from me, but like I think that maybe the ball was dropped in high school or like middle school as far as what his roles were on teams. Meaning like I think he was such a great scorer coming up, you know, that he's always been put in a role to just score. So as time has went on, and this is for all coaches out here who, when the kids get the ball and all you say is go, 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 lay it up, shoot it. I think that he was a kid that was really a gifted scorer growing up, and you know what I'm saying, that kind of like was a power for him, but a crutch also, where a kid like Ooze probably played point guard since he was 7 years old. So that's why he knows how to play the position. And that's the only difference between those two players, is one could play the point and one can't. So I think that's his struggle, is not being able to really play the point guard position. And I think that stems from, I know we watch these kids in college and, we're viewing them and critiquing their games from now, but really your game starts to be what it's going to be when you're in third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade.
Yep.
That's when you start becoming what you're going to become. And what we always say is, oh, man, they only in this grade. But I think Cryer was probably a kid that he probably was getting 50s and 60s when he was in 7th grade. And they like, bro, that's what you do, score the ball. And Allen Iverson has put a curse on us that you can be 6 feet and just go get it and score a bunch of points, not realizing that he played the point at Georgetown before he came to the NBA.
Right.
And in high school, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's I think that's his struggle. So, maybe, he could get it together, but like Grimes, a guy like Quentin Grimes, he met the criteria like right where it's at 6'5". What is he, 6'5"?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
6'5" at the 2. You know what I'm saying? He just got it. Dotson, what is he, 6'5"?
About 6'4",
He was
6'5".
6'4".
6'4", for where they just meet it. But when you're 6'1", how old tallest Pryor? 6 feet for real? 6'1"?
6 feet.
He's 6 feet.
6
He's
feet.
not that tall.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you can easily see how he was just a scorer his whole life. I mean, so that's just a little quick jewel. Anybody watching? If you're 5'11" and you got a kid, man, teach him. He probably gonna be 5'11" with you. Teach him how to play that point guard, man, to a T. You know what I mean? So, for me, being a former combo guard, combo guards are treated worse than point guards, even if they're more talented, because it's a thing of, if you're not scoring, what are you doing for me? Like Ooze could have played tonight and had 7 points and 12 assists, and they'd have been like, "Yo, bro, without Ooze, we would have won." Where Cryer could have had 14 or 15 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. They'd be like, "That's what we need, Cryer. You keep doing that." You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just a difference. It's like Jamal Crawford is really more talented than Chris Paul, but Chris Paul is more worthy or valuable than Jamal Crawford for the other 4 guys. So that's why the point guard position is so big. So I think that's Cryer's struggle in a nutshell.
This is a question for us, and I don't know if will GoPro or
Do they mean for the NBA
players,
or GoPro in
yeah,
general?
That's different. So
Because I think all 5 will go pro somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But NBA, Milos is an NBA player, and eventually, I think JoJo will be an NBA player. The other 3 will be pros, and then who knows? If you get the right team, right coach, right system, they could be.
I think if
bench guys,
Javier, I think if Javier got a real shot, he could make a roster.
An NBA roster?
Like if he just got it, not as like a big time player. I'm saying
yeah, no. But as an NBA player,
15 man practice player, he can make it.
Yeah.
Because he can rebound the ball, he can follow the ball, he can catch and dunk, he can rim run, he can block shots.
Playing
Because when you
competitive
really
type.
look at it, is JoJo really supposed to start over Javier?
Like
Well,
logically, no.
Huh?
Well, I mean, what do you
well,
like
I
in
mean,
terms of?
he started because that's when JV got hurt in the
No, I
offseason.
understand, but I'm
No, yeah,
saying like just like talent for talent, is he just better than Javier?
No,
Right
He
now,
is
no.
not.
no. I've been saying that all season.
Like JoJo is good, but like just imagine, and this is something to think about. Maybe just because we get on him about the bonehead plays he makes. Imagine if that boy had 10 more minutes a game.
Double. Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he had 10 more minutes, like not 10 more minutes a game that he's hoping to get, 10 more minutes he knew he was getting. You know what I mean? Damn, we did an hour and 20 today.
and still going, man. You the
Yeah,
one said
still
you go
going.
till what you said till 3:00. Then you say you up, you right? You said that.
Man, that full throttle got me all right. You know what I'm saying?
But think about it though. How JVA his game has continued to improve. Because a year and a half ago, some folks were like, "Why is he starting? Why is she shouldn't be playing?" And Coach Sampson would make a point. There's a reason why he's starting on my team. I see what y'all don't see in practice. On and on and on. Jay's continued to improve. He's gotten better this season. There were times his first couple years he wasn't consistent. There were some times he looked like JoJo, fouling, clumsy, just not being, productive consistently. But this year, the free throw shooting is there. The putback dunks are there. You see him, he's just doing a much better job rebounding. That's part of that, again, that all of us talk about.
He got
continued
offense.
progression.
He's a low post threat. JoJo has no low post, nothing. Nothing at all. You can throw it to JVR. He can get you right hook, left hook, drop step.
Not
What?
consistently.
You not what?
No, you can't. No, he can't. D, come on now.
I'm comparing him to JoJo.
Coach Sampson talked about Jay and taking 5 minutes to make a low post move. So no, he's gotten better. But compared to JoJo's offense is just nothing. But Jay, left hand, right hook, he airballs it a few times, but they don't go to him enough.
Nobody makes every shot. What are you talking about?
But he's not a
he's a threat.
No, he's not. JV is not a low post threat. Not a consistent low post threat. No, he's not. Because if he were, he'd be getting the ball more on the block. He's not a consistent low post threat.
Do y'all feel like, well, we might be going for a while. Do y'all feel like Jawan really is?
A low post
threat?
Get deep.
I don't even want to say
get
that.
deep, Chris.
I'm thinking in my head, but like what?
Compared to Jay? Sure he is.
This is what I'm saying, Chris. When he got the ball tonight, when Jawan got that ball tonight, right, Chris? Are we confident that he can get a bucket for real?
You throw it to JV just as much you throw it to J1.
We throw it to
we throw it to J1. We throw it to him. You throw it to JVR, he can go both hands, right hand, left hand, hook, either hand.
I don't know about the hook.
I don't know about
the hook.
No, he can't.
I don't look, D. I don't know about the hook. I don't know about I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I don't know about the hook. I don't know about the hook. But I know we throw the ball at Jawan a lot.
And Jawan's left hand is lethal.
Right. He's much more consistent on the block than Jay is, correct? Last game he took 20 shots, right? He delivered, didn't he? Didn't want. That was one thing we all talked about. Coach got the ball to him. He took 18 or 20 shots. Second half, he was much more aggressive. That's what y'all said we wanted. We were happy to see Juwan get the ball and be aggressive. He's a consistent low post threat. Out of the bigs that Houston has, he is a consistent low post threat.
You know why, Chris? Because he gets consistent touches. Come on, man.
JVA is not going to get consistent. He is no way. No way. Not even close. No way. Jay is not a consistent low post threat. No way.
Man, we got to make it to a practice. We got to make it to a practice and see what's going on in there.
I've seen him in practice. He's not a consistent low post threat.
So Juwan killing him in practice.
Yes.
Okay.
Javier's his low post move is too robotic. It's too slow.
So what's Jay wants?
Compared to Jay, it's
Jamal's
lightning
got the quick
speed.
jab and he goes. Yeah.
Come on, Dayon. You gonna sit there and tell me Javier has a quick low post move? It takes him forever to decide what he's gonna do.
They need to get Akeem to work with all them boys.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Akeem, we need to come work with all of them.
When Jay does his spins,
You know what
his
I'm saying?
core, he's off balance too much. It's gotten better, but it's not like it should be if he had more time. If Jay started playing basketball, and Fluff, you talked about it, youngsters, he's been playing basketball, I think, since he was like 13. So he still has room to get better. So he did not pick up basketball when he was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. His development is still behind. His best game is ahead of him as a pro. He can make that money going overseas. But the right team, because of his potential defensively, he could get a look. G League or NBA team. Coach Sampson has a reputation that teams will contact him. What do you think about so-and-so? Want to bring him in for a camp, bring him in for a look. All these Coogs will work hard. They'll get invited to a camp based because who they are and who their coach is. They got to earn that time and put in the work and get that shot. All they need is a shot.
We had Crabtree put to employ. He says all three front court players come with their own unique strengths and weaknesses. He says they're almost impossible to compare. He's happy that they're all on the good guys team.
They're all different.
Yeah.
JoJo out on the perimeter, his switches. I mean, that young man his perimeter defense is something else. And to be so young, but silly fouls, he's sometimes too aggressive. But as Fluff has said, you'd much rather have somebody to have him tone it down than amp him up. That's not a problem for JoJo. He's amped up from the opening tap.
How do you guys feel about the time change of how late we just went and then how early we're gonna go? Think it's gonna be a difference or it doesn't matter?
It's a difference for us. It's not ideal playing the last game and then playing the first game on Sunday. But, Coach Sam's not going to make an excuse for it. So we're not either. Is Chuck Hayes better than Juwan Roberts?
Chuck
Different
Hayes
kind of player.
The NBA, huh?
But Chuck Hayes is a great example.
Yo, that's hilarious.
He got the opportunity, and he fit in. He saw it in his role. 6'6", undersized, big man, but he get those rebounds. He was so damn strong. But he shined in his role.
His basketball IQ was crazy.
Yeah.
Chuck Hayes, I used to play with Chuck Hayes at the Fondy, man. Chuck Hayes terrible, man. Listen.
But he got a shot, though. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. I was playing neutral because we all brothers. I was letting you and D do y'all thing. But Chuck Hayes, no way. I don't know how he got in there.
And he stayed. He stayed.
That's even worse. You telling me
no offense at all.
Funny. You telling me that Chuck Hayes is a better basketball player
mm-hmm.
than Jamar Thorpe?
But you're bringing up stuff that you know.
No, I'm just saying. No.
What I'm saying is it comes down to at times in the NBA, who you know,
Yeah.
who gives you a shot, who gives you a chance. You
That's
know
the
that.
difference between, well, you know what's so funny is that at that time, that's the difference between Kentucky and Houston. And now we're
There
the
you go.
difference between Houston and, give me a school that's like Oklahoma State. A kid from Houston is probably going to get the nod before the Oklahoma State kid.
Yeah, I was going to say somebody like Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah.
Well, you got Penny. He might can do something for you.
Might, but well, based on how he's done in the tournament stuff, maybe not. But in terms of a Memphis type player compared to a Houston Cougar type player, more and more coaches, scouts.
That's funny because it used to be the other way around.
Right. That's right. Well, get those looks. Juwan's going to get a look. LJ's going to get a look because of who their coach is and the style of play. That's just real.
How tall is Juwan for real? 6'7"?
Maybe 6'6", 6'7". Yep. Chuck Hayes averaged 3.7 points his NBA career. 3.7 points.
How many years he played?
Looks like 11-year career.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
11-year career.
Fluff is, oh, wow, they getting crazy on here. if Moochie played in it, I'm giving. Hey, they getting crazy on here tonight.
You know, Complicated is the pot stirrer. He gonna toss out stuff in conversation.
You're toxic, man. But I'm
he
gonna
does it
go
on my
with,
Rocket shows too.
Are you ready? Hey, Complicated, are you ready for the answer? I'm gonna go with "Hell to the No, No, No." The song. Hell no. No. You know, Moochie, and I'll come to the fight to tell him at the Fundy. Moochie hung with Steve Francis. They both from DMV area, and he got on. But he ain't had no resume before he got in the league. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with no. Nah.
But I mean, it's just, you made a great point how times have changed.
Yeah.
Because Houston is now one of those respected programs that produces NBA players.
Yeah.
That wasn't always the case.
I'll tell you what that we're not looking at, and we'll talk a little more when we get off camera. If you're a guard and you're super talented, Houston is the spot.
Yep.
Because right now we're running a system, meaning that if you got the wiggle, there's room for you to wiggle because I'll put it like this, you'll probably be unique out of the three guards. That's how I'll put it. Feel me, D? Andy?
Does Kingston have that wiggle?
You know I love Kingston. That's why you trying
That's
to
why I
do
wanted to ask. Yeah.
That's why you trying to. That's what I'm really alluding to.
Yeah.
Is man, oh man, Kingston Fleming, right? I got it right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Boy, we need some time. Bilal, Q, Goldwire, Kellen. That boy needs some time. He needs some time on that floor. I know y'all don't really like to mess with the freshmen like that. Let's not go in the portal. Let's not. If Ooze goes to the NBA, University of Houston, let's give this kid a chance. Let's give this kid a chance to come in and be a diaper daddy.
How about this one, Fluff? How about that one? Richard Hollis versus you. Who's the better shooter?
Who's that?
Enough said.
No, who's Richard Hollis?
No. I'm trying to remember what he played. He ain't you though. Trust me. He was not you. Nope. Not even.
Richard Hollis. Mm-hmm. He played at Houston?
Yeah. I think so. Let me see. I know the name. Yeah. But he ain't you. He ain't not a shooter like you though, brother. Mm-mm.
Hey, whoever that is, let me tell you this. I had 9 in the game, came back, tied it with 9. I think Robert Gray broke it with 10.
Yeah, he averaged 17 with Houston, 88, 89.
I'm taking G. Gervin over him.
He attempted about 5 threes a game.
Okay.
You attempted like what, 10? Right?
Hey,
About
Chris,
10.
stop saying that. Chris, stop saying that. Stop saying
You
that.
had the game.
People-
You had the
stop
game,
saying-
man.
Chris,
No, you
I
had the
only
game.
took listen, I only took like 7 a game. 7, 8 a game.
I still ahead of the game.
That's a lot of game.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, I was a year or two early. They was complaining about the way I was playing. And then 2 years go by. Now everybody going crazy on how Steph is playing.
Right. Yeah.
I was playing the same way, but just a little 1 or 2 years a little too early.
Touch on this real quick. Worried next year about post scoring. Portal. Portal. Coogs going to hit the portal for a big. Jake McFarland. I'm not going to say anything about that. We'll talk about that off air. But as Fluff has
It's
said,
crazy how you could transfer in conference now, though.
now, yeah, without having to sit out. None of that.
Y'all
Yeah,
know,
no penalty.
like, back in the day, like, you can't do that.
Yeah, whenever they got Quentin, they had to wait for the waiver.
Yeah.
Right. If he didn't get that waiver, he wouldn't have played his first year.
Yeah. Where he was coming from? Indiana, right?
Kansas.
Kansas. I'm sorry, Kansas.
Yeah.
Wow, Bill Self.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quentin had to go because the fans were they were brutal on him. You were a 5-star, come out of high school, and you're doing this for us. Oh yeah, it was, brutal for him. He made the right choice and came home. But as Fluff is saying, as all of us have said, Houston is now a destination school. So it's guards especially, but it's not going to be a problem for a big man who wants to win. They're going to consider Houston too. That's getting players in here out of the portal is not going to be a problem. Coach Sampson and the staff are going to evaluate, figure out who's the best fit for the team, and bring them in. Players talk to him, say, "Yeah, coach, he can help us out." Or, "Yeah, coach, no, he's not good enough. He didn't have that dog, and get rid of him." That's what a program is, family. The program is at that point where they can pick and choose who they want, talent-wise, to help them win.
And on that note, that's about the future. The present is still very, very bright as well, because once again, the final score from Indianapolis Lucas Oil Stadium, the top-seeded Houston Cougars of the Midwest region came away with the 62-60 victory over Purdue to advance to the Elite Eight. And going back to 2021, this is the third Elite Eight appearance for the Houston Cougars since 2021. So think about that. 3 of the last 5 years, Houston has been has made it as far. They've been part of the Final Eight in all of college basketball. Just, again, we say it a lot, but a good moment to reflect about the success that this Houston Cougars program, the run that they've had over the course of the last 6-7 years, going back to 2018, when it really all began, when it comes to NCAA tournament runs. Again, Milo Uzan, the leading scorer for Houston in this game, 22 points, 6 assists. He had the go-ahead basket with less than a second left on the clock, courtesy of a JoJo Tugler pass. Emmanuel Sharp was second in scoring with 17 points. LJ Cryer had 5. Jawan Roberts had 5. He had 12 rebounds himself. Javier Francis stepped up big in this game as well. He got 8 points, 5 rebounds total. Houston as a team, 16 offensive boards. They took advantage of Purdue at second chance points. That was a big, key, pivotal category that Houston had an advantage over Purdue, and it really helped them with the victory. Houston will be playing against Tennessee at 1:20 p.m. Central Time. So Fluff, that'll be 2:20 East Coast time. And the winner of that game goes to the Final Four. So Houston looking to get back to the Final Four since that coincidentally enough, last time they were in Indianapolis when they had to play, they beat Oregon State in the Elite Eight to advance to the Final Four when they ran into Baylor. So Houston looking to get back to there and win the Midwest region. We'll be back at the end of that game. That'll be about a 3:30, 3:40, 3:50-ish show when we go on air following Houston and Tennessee. We have a lot of comments. We've been going for a while. It's been our longest show of the season, but of course we got to be excited following Houston's big win over Purdue. We touched a little bit of everything. So big thanks to everyone that took the time to comment. Big thank you to our sponsors again, Steve Saxenian, Star Pizza, BB's Tex Orleans, and of course the Ignacio Law Firm. We never say thank you enough for the support. Big thank you to all the comments. Al High and Houston Cougars Germany for the super stickers, and everybody else that took the time out of their Saturday morning to comment on this show and be a part of the conversation. If you are new to the channel, we do this after each and every single men's basketball and football post-game show, and we'll be back on Sunday afternoon. So join us again if this is your first time ever finding us on the channel. With that being said, Chris, I'll toss it over to you.
Great show, great conversation.
Let me fix
it's always a pleasure to for the Let's Rage Coogs family to join us in the discussion. Salute to the person who brought it up and forced me to confirm it with the NCAA about the Cougs cannot participate in regional next year because they are the host institution. That's a fail on the administration's part. I remember all that talk now. My old brain was slow. But Cougs won, found a way to win. 1 point, 2 points, doesn't matter. On to the Elite Eight. Should be hopefully a great game, a physical game that the refs allow the players to decide the contest. Join us after the game. We're going to talk about it. Talk about a Cougs win. 3 down, 3 to go. Sign up, subscribe to Paul Sama Jam on YouTube, the Houston Round Bar Review on YouTube. We appreciate all your support, all our sponsors. Continue spreading the word about this show. We have fun on this show, as you can tell. We discuss it back and forth. It's all love, no hate at all. And I'm going to say it. I'm proud to be a Coug. I'm going to die a Coug. Once a Coug, always a Coug. Great to have Fluff on the show. I've heard more and more comments and props for Fluff being on the show. So salute to you, brother, for joining us. We appreciate it. Dan, for you inviting Fluff to join us. Been a big boost to the program. And lastly, since 1994, the Houston Round Ball Review. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care.
Oh, man, I want to piggyback on that, man. Shouts to Let's Rage Cougs. And also, man, it has been very therapeutic and very gratifying to be on here and talk with my Cougar brothers. It's just a different feeling with, I talk about the Cougs all the time since I've departed from the university. I've always stayed in love with my school, but to be on here with three brothers and 3 of my brothers that have walked at those campus grounds and, been in Hofheinz Pavilion. It's special to me to get on here and know that they feel what I feel in my chest about us, getting that first national championship. And not even just that, just really enjoying where the program has become over the years. And, the school has done a lot for me in my career. Still a great promotion for me and what I'm doing now with Elm City Elite. So, it's my duty to give back to the university. It's been great. Shouts to Dayon, too. And shouts to Jamar Thorpe. Shouts to Jamar Thorpe for reaching out and also connecting this thing and making it happen. Shouts to Andy. Shouts to Chris. Shouts to Dayon. Man, we just getting started, man. This show will be legendary as years to come and games to come. And, we live to fight another day, survive and advance. And 3 more to go. Go Cougs.
Man, appreciate everyone staying up late. Let's Raise Cougs edition, survive in advance. We got to keep dancing, man. We got Gold Samson leading us. the right one in charge. And I'm stepping every step of the way, man. 10 toes down with Goat Sampson. We got the right general in charge, man. And I'm ready for this next game tomorrow. Locked in against Tennessee, a dog fight. It's gonna be our type of game. I think toughest team wins, and we ready for the street fight. And of course, you can't end the show without saying "Go Cougs."